What's unique in particular is the hordes. So
Right.
in this game, it's all about facing massive numbers of enemies all at the same time. So in the New York level, you can see there, you'll be facing about 500 zombies all at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a
have your
defensive
hands full.
play involved in it, so it's a very unique, because we felt that the movie offered the intensity that we wanted in a game.
Okay.
So instead of following the events in the movie, we've decided to create our own stories. We have 3 episodes.
Cool.
One in New York, which is on now. You've got one in Moscow and one in Jerusalem. Each episode has 3 chapters, which charts the story of these survivors. And so each episode has 4 unique characters, and we follow their stories.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you releasing these episodically?
No, all
No, it's
with,
all in one.
Yeah.
It's all in one package.
Yeah.
I see. Very cool. So, is this set in the world of the movie?
Yes, in the
Exactly.
universe.
In the universe of the
yes,
movie. Yeah.
exactly.
Interesting. And so when we start off with chapter 1, has the outbreak already occurred?
Yeah.
Where do we pick things up?
So the New York level we're demoing, we're looking at 4 survivors who've been looking for scraps of food and water for about 4 months. And by the time we get to them, they're stuck on top of a skyscraper in New York City. So New York is completely obliterated. We've got swarms of zombies pouring down the streets of Manhattan. The episodes in Moscow and Jerusalem take place at different time periods. So we get an overall picture of the war.
And this is the New York
Yes.
episode we're seeing
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So this is the basic kind of zombie combat you can
Yeah.
expect from the game.
So a zombie shooter.
Yeah,
Cooperative
exactly.
Zombie shooter.
Third-person co-op zombie shooter. What we've done with the game is rather than go down the kind of scavenging for a couple of shotgun cartridges,
Yeah.
using a baseball bat the rest of the time,
Yeah.
we've gone for a game that's just about satisfaction.
Okay.
So we've got plenty of weapons. We've got 25 different weapons at the moment. Shotguns, assault rifles, SMGs, crossbows, something for everyone. And we've got heavy weapons like grenade launchers, rocket launchers, 50 caliber machine guns.
all right.
Yeah. And it's just about gunning down massive numbers of zombies.
Yeah. So it's built for co-op. What
Yeah.
What if I'm playing by myself? How does
You
it
can
work
play
there?
on your own. You've got the rest of the characters will be taken over by AI.
So they're always
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
regardless. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can pick which any of the 4 characters to be?
Yeah, you can. So you can only have 1 character each. So
Right.
you take the role of one of these people in the story. With each episode, you're going to take on new characters. You'll play through it once as a story mode, and then you unlock everything, and then you can just pick and choose where you want to play.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jump right in.
But it's all for the game. It's called the Swarm Engine, appropriately. And you'll see in the shot now, you can just make out in the distance one of the swarms pouring down the streets there. So what we've done is we created physics for these zombies. So when you're facing 500 enemies, they're not just 500 individuals, they behave as a group. And so it means that depending on how you're playing, they're going to respond very differently to you. They'll try and pyramid up the walls to get to you. They'll climb
Okay.
on top of each other. They flow over obstacles. If some of the zombies fall down, the others just kind of flow over the top of them.
Sure.
Every gaming experience, each time you play the level, you're going to have a slightly different experience
Yeah,
because
cool.
of that. Yeah.
So you've got 4 characters trying to survive, mowing
Yes.
down tons of zombies. Are there any other NPCs that they'll encounter? Are there,
Yeah.
are there other humans around?
Yeah, definitely. So you'll encounter other humans along the way. All kinds of different people, from military generals to crazy train drivers and all
Yeah,
sorts.
okay.
Like I said, the story is really important. So each of these characters have a backstory. They all have a purpose, because we feel like story is that element that really draws you in. You know, it gives you something to immerse yourself in. So everybody's different. And we also like the idea of ordinary people trying to survive in this world. You know, what are the things that help them to survive? Yeah.
Is that literally the cap?
Genuinely,
number?
yeah, 500. So what you're seeing at the moment is
climbing up the walls.
this is an action that will take. They will do anything to get to you because zombies feel no fear. So they will climb up the walls on top of each other. They'll throw themselves from the rooftops to get to you. They'll run through fire, and that brings me to the kind of the next stage of the gameplay, which is that there are certain areas in a level where you have the opportunity to build a defense.
Okay.
And so depending on how you're playing the game, it responds to you and gives you a selection of different defense kits. You can then, it's a limited number, so you've got to decide how you want to use them to reinforce your position. You might get barbed wire fences, you might get electrified fences, 50 caliber machine gun turrets, auto sentry turrets.
Yeah.
And you've got to choose how you want to put them down to build your defense, and then you just have to hold on.
And those are like at key moments in the chapter?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're different for each time. So the atrium defense is on the left, and they'll build a kill zone on the right. And then we have levels like in Moscow where you're in the midst of a frozen river outside the Kremlin with nothing to defend yourself, and you're just holding on.
So are they setting up defenses here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
it's like tripwire.
you can lay down. She's putting down claymore mines. He's grabbing a defense kit now, putting down barbed wire. If you're really good at the game, it's going to give you barbed wire fences. If you're struggling, you might get a couple of auto turrets.
And the game just automatically decides
it's
what you need.
always trying to give you a good experience. So it never wants it to be too easy, but it doesn't want to kill you either. You know, just to give you a challenge.
And if your defenses don't hold, well, then you just have to try it again and try a different little
They'll get through
layout.
your defenses. Yeah. So that's when the heavy weapons come in. You'd be grabbing grenade launchers and rocket launchers.
There we see the zombies just throwing themselves off buildings.
Then no concern for their personal safety whatsoever.
Well, they're like toddlers that way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So among all these like swarms of zombies, are you designing like special types of zombies? Archetypes like?
Yeah. So we have a knowing it for the last 3 days, and every single playthrough has yielded something different. You know. We'll get a ton of special zombies suddenly get spawned, and they have to battle their way through that. Sometimes this is the most basic defense level that we've got, the New York one, which is the one we're demoing. But there are some really complex ones. So every time you play it, you're going to get a slightly different experience.
Yeah, we're seeing lots of zombies
and a lot of blood.
Yeah,
a lot of limbs.
Blood. Yeah,
it's all in there.
There's like dismemberment and all of that too.
Yeah.
Are they like? Is it the type of zombie where if you destroy their head, they're down?
Yeah,
so
if you
best
got a
to try
good
to get
headshot, they're out. Yeah, but you can just pummel them until they go down.
Okay.
But they will crawl around on the floor after you as well. And as for the settings, as you can see, we really wanted to be as truthful as we could. It's a very, the game is of a serious tone. It has light-hearted elements, but we've gone for the movie experience. You can see New York City's completely fallen, and we're just trying to get out.
Yeah, the sequel, the real movie sequel to World War Z, seems to be like taking a long time. So this is almost like an opportunity for you